They were a bit shocked as well. Yeah. Have to be. Yeah.
You know, at one point, I dreaded the thought of marrying a kid. Because I kind of talked about me earlier with the in-house or whatever. But, you know, I've been more ready. I've actually said it, you know, grandkid, you know what I mean? I've got 3 daughters. It's they're going to come up with pretty lucky. Jealous nonetheless, but...
Yeah, wait, as soon as one goes, wait until they go. And it's probably, like, you know, it probably starts at not the eldest one, of course, it's probably the youngest one will have the baby first, and then it's, you know, it goes, I'm having one, you know. You know, it's like, yeah, they wanted it, they get broody, and you know what. Yeah, you've got lots of them coming down the road, you've got 2 knees. Your wrestling days ain't over yet. I'm afraid you'll be wrestling.
I'm hoping for that big grandson at some point.
That's it. I've been blessed. That's all I can say. I've been blessed. You know, so I'm very happy in that department. I'm sure I'm going to get a few more as well. So, that's it. Life just constant. The cycle goes on and on and on.
Some days I'm glad you're getting the chance to enjoy it, get to know.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of missing out on my little ones that live in England, you know, so that's a, but there's nothing stopping me from going over, so it's just an invisible wall, as in, you know, it's up to me to get up off my arse and just get there, you know. Yeah. In that department, yeah. There's ways and means around everything. Yeah. We've just got to live within our... I can see this ending this year, hopefully. It's got no foundations. So anything that's got no foundations ain't standing. You know, we keep those standing. Hopefully we can move on and we can all... need to get on.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think you're right. I think it's just
you know, anybody that had any savings or anything is practically spent or something. 2 years ago. Well, what they could, what they could afford to spend. You know, lots of people are struggling because you can't run a business that's able to open up back up for 3 or 4 weeks and then close back up. You know, over a period of maybe opening for 8 weeks over a period of 2 years. You can't get people back employed and then put them for 4 or 5 weeks and then have them straight. You won't get people to come back and have to be re-employed. You know, people move on and then you lose your best people and then you're trying to. And they're gone. So people are struggling to find people to get back into the sector.
Man, well, especially like in my trades, man, I was lucky enough to kind of slip off or phase things off to like a pick and choose type situation. I've been that blessed, you know, where I can take work where I like to do. It isn't so demanding on me physically, you know what I'm saying? But if I were to not have been that lucky to make that switch 10, 15 years ago legally, you know what I mean? Being a legal caregiver was like the blessing, you know what I mean? I still am very grateful for that, for being able to take my woodworking skills that I love so much from being the mainstay way of living to phase over to being more of a caregiver, to where I didn't make as much where it's again labor of love, doing what you love, are you happy with, you know, I'm happy with less and doing what I love versus doing things I'm not so crazy about and hate, but yet making more money. When does that come into play? When I'm too sore to fucking move, enjoy the money, you know what I mean? All that shit. I was lucky enough to phase that out. I'm fucking blessed.
I think 20 and 30 years in the building trade is enough. You know? I think your body...
Well, this is what I'm getting at, brother.
Your body's wear and tear.
If I were... Everybody else isn't that lucky or hasn't, you know what I mean? There is still motherfuckers like me that never were able to make that transition. You know what I'm saying? And this is, I've always said, even all through this, and my point being now, and I knew this then and I know this now, if I were to fucking been having to continue at that rate, your choices are like, two. Stay working and fucking moving and be mobile, or slow down and die. Basically, you know what I mean? You fucking do construction, framing, roofing for fucking 30, 40 years and you quit, your body fucking locks up, man. It just, back seizes up. So there's a lot of people like we're talking about, man. This shit came on, pandemic hit, work slowed down, fucking bodies locked up. They were like, fucking, I'm talking to these people all the time. I can't go back to that shit. You know what I mean? My body fucking gave out. I gotta find something else to do. Work wasn't there, you know what I mean? They lost that rhythm. Now physically, just can't do it because of the fucking break, the COVID. Wasn't the, you know, the actual COVID or whatever, it was the downtime that really did a lot of folks in when it came to manual labor, is what I see.
Yeah, it has a huge ripple effect on that. Yeah. There doesn't seem to be the new workforce out there either, as in the trades people, it doesn't seem to be coming through. Like I would have known, like, you know, you would have, like our generation, you would have had like 5, 10 guys that were electricians, chippies, lock layers, you know, like you could always find, you know, your buddies were, you know, who you grew up with. Most of them have excommunicated out of this country and gone elsewhere, and the other ones are, you know, they struggle to find people to work these days, you know. They tell me, please come back, Dave. Come back, you know. It's like, what you know? You know, it's the same as you in the last 6, 7 months. I keep turning down jobs. You know what I mean? I go and I work for somebody and it's like, you know, it's like you, I hate putting a price on myself these days. You know? Because I think, am I going to put myself up on the roof again? Am I going to put myself in all these dodgy situations where I can, you know, life-threatening sometimes? It can be. So yeah, you got to judge all these things. Am I, you know, I'm not the young guy I used to be 10, 15 years ago or whatever, as agile, you know. So yeah, I see it out there. So even if I was to go back out and start doing the trade myself, trying to find the workers myself, you know, you're going to have to go back and get young kids that have never done anything before in the building side. It's like you spend half the day telling them the safety side of things, because we didn't have really that much safety sides apart from the practical things. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't chop your hand off, you know? Yeah. You know? So things have, you know, the health and safety side of everything these days is like, it's needed, because we've all seen them accidents on building sites, and we've seen our friends not go home after, you know, when they should be going home to their wives and families, and they've gone home in a box. You know.
at some point I gotta question some of that shit. Yeah, it's needed, but there's been a lot of times where I've wore safety gear where I felt it's inhibited my work ability more than I felt it was fucking doing me any good.